Stock investing for beginners. Apple stock dropped 6%, 7% over the last few days. What happened? How far could Apple stock go down? I'm going to tell you my Apple stock fair value at the end of the video. China just challenged US. How? What happened? What could happen next? And who could win? That's what we are going to talk about in this video. S&P 500 dropped 1.61% over the past 5 days. Nasdaq drops 2.61%. Dow just dropped 0.86%. Especially technology stocks, Nasdaq dropped 2.61%. Nasdaq Composite represents technology stocks. It doesn't matter what happened to the stock market. There's only one thing that matters. That is that you are making money. On September 8, I made over 157 in one day. But if I look at September 1st to September 8th, I made over 1,200. So how can you make money in the down market? You can buy put options, or another way is you can sell cover call options, and you can sell cash secure puts. Now it's a bull market, so I prefer to sell put options when the stock markets are down because you get more premium. Or I can sell cover call options on the stocks that I already own. That's how I make profits consistently. Always buy good stocks. Always buy good businesses. When you're waiting for the stock price to go up, you can sell cover call options. Or you can use put options to wait for more discounts on the stock that you're waiting to buy. So what happened to Apple shares? Apple shares fall after reports that China banned iPhone use by government employees, and also China's biggest government-related businesses, they also ban iPhone use as well. If you are visiting their companies, you cannot bring iPhone inside the companies. That's what they did. That's why Apple stock dropped. China represents about 18% of total revenues for Apple last year. So that was a big revenue. So it just hit the Apple stock price, and also Apple stock was overvalued. It's still overvalued, but it's much better right now. So you can ask me, hey, I thought Apple and China had a really good relationship. Yes, you're right. Tim Cook said Apple and China had a symbolic relationship just 6 months ago. Average relationship lasts about 6 months. The same way with the company. The company Apple and the country China, they had a really good relationship 6 months ago. Now it happens. There's a story behind this. It started last year. President Joe Biden banned high-tech chips export to China. US produce high-end semiconductors, which are really important in high-tech, AI, military use, quantum physics. US did not want China to use this technology in their military. They don't want them to use it in a nuclear system. That's why they banned semiconductors. And remember, China used to restrict their export of rare earths 10 years ago, 2010. But one thing that you should know is that when it banned, a lot of people try to source rare earths from other countries. So China rare earths market share dropped from 2010 to 2019. I hope that doesn't happen to US by banning semiconductor export to China. I hope they do not lose global semiconductor market share, and that's very, very smart. Why did US ban semiconductor export to China? Because China imports more semiconductor chips than oil, so they need semiconductor chips much more than the oil. So of course US hit China really, really bad. They try to annihilate industry-wide decapitations, which is really, really good. Export control bans, and also US forbid US citizens, residents, and green card holders from working in Chinese chip funds because they don't want Chinese companies to get the technology from US scholars. And you can only do it if you know. You can only do it if you have high education. If you are If you are from a country that has a low education, nobody's gonna care. So it's really important. You need to study hard, try to get financial freedom, and try to upgrade your education so you can become very, very valuable in the marketplace. When your value goes up, you can demand higher price. When you demand higher price, you have more power. And all these chips can be used in EV, self-driving technologies. And this is also good for Tesla. Tesla is an American company. By limiting export to China, Chinese EV may not be able to compete with Tesla. So how did China react? China bans chipmaker Micron from key infrastructure projects. Remember, Chinese is also a big market for semiconductor. So the Chinese government said, you know what, don't use the products from Micron. Chinese infrastructure projects, they have to use semiconductor from other companies. That's how they retaliated against US. And not only that, China also limit or bans export of metals needed for semiconductors. And what are they? They are gallium and germanium. Exporters of these metals, minerals, they have to apply for licenses, telling Chinese governments the buyer and applications or usage of the metals. So which is also very, very important. They are limiting by asking companies to do more jobs. Of course, if it's so difficult, most companies may not do. So how important are these gallium and germanium? China is the world's leading producer of both gallium and germanium. According to US Geological Survey, China accounted for 98% of production of gallium and 68% of production of germanium. That's really, really big. And US imported more than 50%, 2021 from China. So back now, US trying to outsource to different countries like Germany. So which is really smart. And you don't want to ban something because you could lose market shares, just like in China's global market share of rare earths dropped from 97% in 2010 to about 60% in 2019. So it's a double-edged sword. You ban rare earths, of course, that raise the price for the Chinese rare earths. So a lot of people try to invest in producing rare earths on other countries. So when they make more rare earths from other countries, they use those rare earths instead of Chinese rare earths. So Chinese market share drop. At the end, Chinese lose out. I hope that doesn't happen to US. What do you think? Comment down below. So how did US retaliate again? President Joe Biden orders ban on certain US tech investment in China. So right now, you cannot make investment in semiconductors, microelectronics, or quantum information technologies and certain artificial intelligence system. You cannot make investment in China. Of course, Americans, they don't want their money to be used in this development of this technology in China. So which is also a smart move. So how was the results of all these things? America and China's chip war has already scored an extraordinary success beyond anyone's wild dreams for Joe Biden. It's because not only US, now Netherlands and Japan also joined in the export bans. Netherlands has ASML. That company produces state-of-the-art lithography machine. That is the only one company in the whole world that makes this machine. That's why a lot of Chinese semiconductor companies, they try to import that machine as many as possible this year before the ban takes effect this year October. And it started last year October, so it takes about 1 year to fully take effect. Of course, they need to give time to companies to reduce and cut ties of everything. Whatever you have to ship, just ship it. After that, you can no longer export to China. That's what Americans did. That's a success. When you get so many countries imposing export ban to China, that's a big success. And usually Europeans and Japanese, they may not want to cooperate. So that's a big success. So what are the sectors that American ban? Semiconductors, quantum tech, and AI. So these three are very, very important. So how did it benefit Americans? So right now, Apple's China market share grew because of Huawei product. They restricted technology export and semiconductor export to Huawei. So Huawei market share used to be much bigger than Apple, but it shrank. Look at the Apple took share. Apple took share in 2022. So that's a good news. Is that all good news? No. Apple stock dropped because of retaliation from China. So what should US do to China for Apple? Tim Cook had foresight, so he already went to India, and he's going to set up factories in India, and he's also going to export more iPhones and Apple products to India market as well. Tim Cook is pretty smart. He did it on June 23rd. You see, he already knew that this could be coming, so that's why he diversified the source of revenue from China. And Chinese governments wouldn't completely shut down Apple's iPhones because they also have factory in China, giving lots of jobs to Chinese workers. So they might not do total ban, but sooner or later they may restrict more. So Apple has to prepare, hey, where do we manufacture our iPhones, our iMacs? So they are looking for a place in India. Smart move by Tim Cook. Because of the ban, Chinese AI and semiconductor could fall decades behind. That was good news. Everybody thought, hey, that's a good move. In February 2023, and a lot of analysts also predict that China may not become the #1 economy because of the ban, because Chinese need high-tech technology to become #1 economy in the world. A lot of people were analyzing and predicting that this is what could happen, but there's always a surprise. Chinese made 7nm chips in Huawei phone raised questions over US export ban. A lot of US lawmakers got surprised. How could Chinese company Huawei get 7nm chips? China didn't have the ability to make these chips. How did it come from? They suspect that Chinese stole these chips from somebody. And Huawei got these 7nm chips from SMIC, Chinese semiconductor company. Because of this shocking news, a lot of lawmakers call for more sanctions against China. The two Chinese semiconductor companies stock fell. Huawei fell 5.21% over the past 5 days. SMIC fell 8.64% over the past 5 days, but it jumped quite a lot in the last 1 month because of the surprise. It's a good surprise. A Chinese company is able to manufacture 7nm chips. That's good news. A lot of investors bought SMIC stocks. I don't know how they got it, but they somehow got it. But there's always a side effect. If more lawmakers try to ban more semiconductor chips, Nvidia wants more semiconductor curbs will end US chip makers' ability to compete China. That's right. China is a big market. Right now, Americans, they only ban high-end technology, semiconductor chips, AI. But if they start banning the lower-end semiconductor chips, American companies, they could lose a lot of revenues from China. So that's what Nvidia is worried about. But they are doing pretty well. Their stock prices dropped 8.44% over the past 5 days. But year to date, they are doing pretty well. They announced really good quarters. Their stock price is up over 200%, more than 3 times the money. Before we look at my Apple stock's fair value, who do you think will win, US or China? Comment down below. One thing for sure is that the chip war will escalate, and you can win from this war. If you think that the stock market is gonna drop because of this, you can buy put option. If you think that this is a bull market, stock market will go up much more, you can buy call option. In my opinion, for semiconductor stocks, temporarily, short term, they could drop. But over the long run, I think they're gonna go up. So I will use advanced option. I can sell put options. I can sell cover call option. If it drop, if you sell cover call option, you make profits. you must already own 100 shares of the stock that you want to sell. That's one thing. And if the stock market drop a lot, I could sell CSP, cash secure puts, to get more premiums on the stock that I really like to own. That's what I'm gonna do. It's called advanced option. Most beginners buy call and put options, but the advanced, when you reach the advanced, you will sell put option, call option. But do not sell put options and call option if you don't know how to do it. Before you sell call option, you should already own 100 shares of the stock that you want to sell. Before you sell put option, you should already have enough cash to cover the put option that you are selling. Remember, 100 shares. How about Apple stock? Apple stock, how much could it drop? I think near term 170 or 180. It dropped, but it came back up again. It dropped again. 170 will be a near term support. Medium term, I could say 160, 165. But I'm more interested in 150. This is resistance, so this is the support level, and I'm really interested in 140. I think Apple's fair value is 140 or 150. That's my fair value. You could have different numbers. If you Google, you may get different numbers. But I'm only interested in Apple if it hits 140 or 150 because of all these dramas, and I don't know, and we are not sure how innovative Apple could be. Apple hasn't produced or made any innovative products recently. They are not so much involved in AI either. So that all depends on September 12. They could launch new products, or it could just be an incremental improvement from the older versions of iPhone. So let's see what they're gonna say. Will they come up with really great technologies, or will they say something about AI, or what could change the world? That's what I'm watching. Share, subscribe. If you want to get started in stocks and options, the link's gonna be down below. Do you want to retire early? Do you love freedom? Do you want to work only 1 to 2 hours a day while traveling around the world and spend more time with your family? You can start stock investing and option trading right now. If you want to know more about finance, stocks, options, real estate, crypto, check out our playlist: stock investing, stock trading, option trading, real estate, cryptocurrency.